Before I get into today's video, remember to follow me on Twitter. So my Twitter, the link is in the description below. You can also find me. My handle is @JacksonKruger. Come over, say hi, and anyways, back to your regularly scheduled video. All right, let's talk about one of the best edge rushers in football, a guy who was, considered a bust at the end of his first year. I have a video on this channel talking about, is Rashan Gary a bust? And I believe I said, it's not looking great, but still give it some time. Well, I did not expect this to happen. He had a dominant year 3, and as you know, he was a kind of a guy who was going to be a projection, but he has lived up to the hype. And let's just get into it, starting off with this play. Gary is going to be going up one-on-one against a Washington left tackle, and watch how this play is going to begin. So look, right when this play begins, Gary doesn't know if this is going to be a passing play or a running play. It's a play action, and he's doing the right thing of being in run defense. You can't give up containment just because you think it's going to be a passing play. But now he realizes that it is, in fact, going to be a passing play. He has to get to the quarterback. So what's fascinating about this is you see how the tackle has his right arm outstretched. What Gary is going to do to counter this is what you call a rip move, where he's going to get his left arm and essentially try to pull it underneath the tackle's left arm. So not the outstretched one, but the other one. Watch him be able to pull that off. And at this point, it really comes down to power. For 72 for Washington, he's going to have to push Gary behind Heineke if he's going to be able to allow this to work, if he's going to be able to win his block right here. But Gary is not an easy guy to push around. Look, as you see, that's exactly what Gary does, and he's not just able to get to the quarterback, he knocks the ball out as well. And this is what's exciting if you're a Packers fan. Gary has always been an incredible athlete. That's never been his issue. His issue has been kind of the technical side of things. And so with his technique getting up to speed and being very good, that's what gets you excited if you're a Packers fan, and that's what can allow him to continue to play well. And of course, going over to stuff like this, the athleticism certainly plays. And if he can justify himself being on the field with some of these technique stuff, which he absolutely can, now he can let the athleticism take over. And a play like this, a tight end is going to be blocking him at the line, which might seem like a mismatch. But again, it's going to be a running play to the offense's left, which is towards the right side of the screen. So you don't need to slow him down that much, you would think. But watch Gary sidestep him, and he is actually going to be able to run over, and he technically got credit for that tackle. Now, the rest of the Packers did their job, so it wasn't like he completely stopped that on his own, but just an incredible play to get over there is what I think. Is, just a great job, great hustle play, and really well done. You have something like this, where what's going to happen on this play is you see where Gary is on the field. This is an incredible play. I can't believe this. I don't know if I've ever seen an edge rusher make a tackle on a quarterback sneak before, but that's what we're about to see. At least get partial credit for this tackle. Watch how quickly he gets over. I mean, look at him dive over, and he helps. They didn't get the touchdown on that play. They were not given a touchdown, and that was a huge part because of what Gary was able to do getting over there that quickly. Again, it's that athleticism to be able to do that. This is why he was drafted, with the in the top half of the first round when he was, because he can do stuff like that. Now let's go over to something like this, where what's going to happen is that you have a tackle who's going to be blocking Gary one-on-one, the right tackle, and watch what's going to happen. So right off the bat, Gary starts to get to the outside, but I think realizes an inside move might be to play here. There's a little bit of a window, not much though. So this is going to be tough. But watch how little Gary is slowed down on this play. I mean, look at him. Like, he barely even got moved at all. It felt like he just ran straight to the quarterback for a sack. I'm pretty sure that's not how that's supposed to work. You're supposed to have to work a little bit for it. But Gary did not have to. He ran immediately to the quarterback and got the sack right there. So just a very fantastic play right off the bat. Finally, one last play to talk about. This is another very good one. So, bit of a unique play where, again, it's going to be they're going to sell as though they're running the ball. There's going to be kind of a half-hearted play action, actually, by Mayfield. But one way they're helping sell that it's going to be a running play is by having the guard pull over, and he's actually going to be the one who is blocking Gary. So, a bit of a unique scenario right here that's happening, but still, watch what happens. Watch, right when this play begins, you do see that Mayfield runs that play action, and you also see that the more important part is where Gary currently is. You see that the guard, he was pulling over to the right? So that's where his momentum is taking him. And I think Gary does a good job of understanding where the momentum is going, like using that to your advantage. If the guard is already going in a specific direction, well, hey, use that to your advantage. Watch him shove him to that side of the field and gets over to Mayfield for the sack. So again, just some smart plays from Gary. He's definitely really grown a lot in his first few years as an edge rusher, and I don't think that this is a fluke. I think he is this guy, and I think he'll continue to be this guy. I'd be shocked if this is a one-year wonder type situation. I think he's fantastic, and I think that he's going to continue to play this well. That's what the tape says. One thing I do wonder when it comes to Rashan Gary is he going to do something where kind of similar to the Josh Allen situation, Josh Allen, the quarterback, not the pass rusher, of you have a scenario where, typically, I feel like a lot of people feel like, okay, you have to give your quarterback 2 years. You can maybe give him a third, but really 2 years, that's what you have to give him, unless it's a very unique scenario like the Josh Rosen scenario was with Kyler Murray becoming available. Typically, you want to give him 2 years. The Bills gave Josh Allen a third year, and, well, it worked out really well for them. That third year, he really took off and became a superstar. Rashan Gary, kind of a similar situation. Now, the Packers had a plan B if Rashan Gary wasn't going to be effective. Zadarius Smith was supposed to start this season. Rashan Gary was kind of the plan B. But in his third year, he breaks out and has this incredible season. Made me wonder a little bit, are we going to see more edge rushers kind of, get extra time because of what Gary got? And one thing I heard that it's a weird person to quote. I'm going to quote Colin Cowherd here, but he had it's kind of a brilliant point, despite it being very simplistic. Sometimes the best points are the simple ones. His point about Josh Allen was like, listen, if you're 6'6" and hurdling over guys, I'll give you a third year. If you're not, I think 2 years is all you need. And I think that's probably fair. If you're Rashan Gary, who is this incredible athlete, who we kind of knew was going to be a bit of a developmental prospect when he was drafted, if you are that guy, okay, let's give you a third year. That makes sense. If you're someone who is supposed to win with your hands and footwork, and you can't do that after 2 years, probably fair to move off of them. So the other aspect is, could Gary be, Gary got drafted and ended up doing well in his third year. Could that kind of be the same thing of like a Trayvon Walker, who was someone who wasn't overly productive in college? Gary was better than Walker in college, but neither one were spectacular in college in terms of production. Is that maybe partially why the Jaguars felt confident in getting Trayvon Walker, is because of that? I don't know. Maybe. That's another interesting aspect to all of this, but regardless of how you feel about all that stuff, Packers are happy to have a superstar edge rusher in Rashan Gary. They lost Zadarius Smith and maybe got better because it gave Gary the snaps that he needed to flourish. So pretty interesting stuff. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Rashan Gary's third year? I almost said rookie year. First great year. Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.